So just recently, Autism Speaks made a brand new hashtag where they mark 10 years of progress and ask, how has Autism Speaks touched your life? We'd like to hear from you, exclamation mark. So 10 years, 10 years of it. They celebrate it, 10 years of us being dehumanized, stigmatized, and marginalized. And they have the temerity to ask for thanks. So let's talk a little bit about how Autism Speaks has touched our lives. Over the 10-year period, they've basically demonized and dehumanized us. They've portrayed us, right, as something to be feared. They use language like affected, epidemic, or tragedy. You have all these experts, right, going all the way back to Hans Asperger in the 1940s, telling them, well, actually, it's more like being left-handed. Well, no, they're not burdens, they're actually quite valuable. They were actually in partnership with a fellow by the name of John Elder Robertson. He's quite an expert. And for 4 years, right, he actually tried to tell them their mistakes, all their blunders. And so you can't excuse them and say, oh yeah, they're just ignorant, because they're not. They're just fucking not ignorant. And so for 10 years, right, Autism Speaks has constantly painted us as a disease or a defect, where we're not human beings and we're just something, something awful, something, that's scary, something to be, eliminated. And it's counterfactual and it's hateful, intolerant bigotry. There's just no other way to look at that. So thanks to Autism Speaks, right, it's now a constant uphill battle just to be accepted as human beings and not a disease. So we now have to work that much harder, yeah, to educate people, to dispel all these, vile stigmas and all this, hateful bigotry that they've spread around. And it was actually just the other day that someone compared me to cancer, which is not uncommon. And he actually wasn't trolling. Like, he genuinely thought of me as cancer. And, surprise, surprise, the cancer comment was actually the one that was thumbed up the most. So, yeah. Yeah, try having a conversation with someone where you have to validate your own existence. Just try that. Yeah. So, because they've spread all these, vile stigmas, we now have to live in a society that just hates us. They just absolutely hate us. So yeah, thanks for that. But it gets worse. It gets much worse. Out of all the money they raise, less than 4% of it, right, actually goes towards helping us and our families. Yeah, less than 4%. A large chunk of money, right, goes towards their advertising, where they happily, dehumanize and stigmatize us. And another large chunk goes towards research. And they're quite open about their research efforts, where they're actually on this mad quest, right, to find all the autism risk genes. And they're not a charity, right? They're not a charity. They're a hate group, okay? Where they actually view, right? They view themselves as the victims, and they view us in a similar light to cancer. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but several decades ago, Hans Asperger actually stood up to the Nazis about this, and he explained to them were actually not tragedies, were not mistakes, were actually quite valuable, and they're an important part of humanity. And you have people today that are saying, "Oh, we've progressed so much as a species. We're much better than that now." Well, no, we haven't. We've actually gone backwards in terms of progression by several decades. Okay, as of right now, so many people out there that are mired in their hatred of us. So many people that are desperate for eugenic elimination. They desperately want to wipe us out. So when Autism Speaks made the Autism 10 hashtag, our community of Aspergians and Autistics went, no, we're not having that. So we took it over, and we went on the hashtag and actually told the truth, how Autism Speaks has touched our lives. And yeah, it's now our hashtag. Yeah, Autism Speaks, right? They actually went looking through the hashtag, trying to find what they consider, positive tweets, and they managed to find and retweet about a dozen. So yeah, not bad for people that supposedly have poor social skills, right? And for everyone that spoke out against Autism Speaks and their hateful bigotry, I'm absolutely proud of those guys. They're definitely all heroes. All the people that stood up to that. Now, some people were saying that they should listen to us. They should stop ignoring us, and that they should listen to the community. I disagree with that. I don't think they're ever going to want to listen to us. And at this point, I would feel really uncomfortable and suspicious if they made a sudden shift, like if they suddenly went from being a hate group to a genuine charity. Like that would be pretty suspicious. So I don't think they're going to do that anyway. But I do agree that they should change. They've done so much damage to our community. They should be broken into tiny pieces.